Seton Hall had a lot of fight in them. How do you think your team handled it as the game went
on? Well, like I said to the team, it's a Big East game, and it's our first one, and it's our first road game. So I didn't expect it to be easy by any stretch of imagination. I thought it would be difficult, and certainly that whole first half was difficult in terms of how hard it is to defend their guards. It was exactly what I thought it would be, and we started to make some adjustments, and we started to get into the flow of the game, and by the second half, we had settled into a nice rhythm, both defensively, and offensively, and we got some great performances out of a couple guys, and that's generally what it takes on the road.
What did you say to Paige at half? Because it seemed like the third quarter she just came out firing.
I mean, I just think we changed up some of the stuff that we were doing to get the ball in her hands a little bit more. But mainly, when we started getting stops on defense, then she was able to get the ball out in transition. And then that's when it's, really difficult for the other team to defend her. But we weren't getting enough stops in the first half in order to be able to do that.
Geno, do you like the aggressiveness of what Liv and Kristen gave you tonight?
Yeah, I thought both of them were much better. Kristen especially, I thought she worked really, really hard on defense, and that's a start. That's where it's got to begin. And I think your defensive intensity level carries over into how good your offense is. And I thought, we gave her a tough assignment today, and she did a great job, guarding a couple of their 3-point shooters, and then translated to good offense as well. So, and Liv, Liv is, she's different than Aaliyah. I mean, Aaliyah is going to go in there, and it's going to be bodies flying, and all that. And Liv has got to do it a little bit different way. And, I thought that running the floor and getting some touches in transition was what we needed from her today.
John, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Thank you. Hey, Geno.
Hey.
Have you started to think already about how you're going to describe the way Paige plays for the next 4 years? I mean, we're 2 games in. She's 19 to 25. She's obviously different. Just talk about what she did today in an effort where this kid she looks like Diana to me in a lot of ways.
She just has a little bit of a knack for the game, she doesn't get herself in difficult situations very often. She plays at a really good tempo. She doesn't allow herself to be rushed. She knows what she's doing with the ball. She knows where she wants to go with the ball. And if you're on her team, all you have to do is run around on offense with your hands up all the time, and you'll probably score double figures, and it's rare that you have a kid that can see that much of the floor, but, we're only 2 games in. A couple of the fouls that she had that put her on the bench, that's unacceptable for somebody that good. You're not going to beat anybody being on the bench. So she's got a lot to learn, don't get me wrong, but there's something special about her. There's something unique about her. And anybody that watches her play, it doesn't take long to figure that out.
Doug Bonjour, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, Geno, speaking of Paige, that play at the end of the third quarter where she went coast to coast. I mean, you mentioned her court vision. Just how, rare is that for a freshman to kind of, be able to do that and, with time winding down and kind of, compose herself like that?
Well, I thought the impressive thing was the fact that she was able to finish in that situation. And I think that's what allows her to, I mean, she has great vision, don't get me wrong, but what allows her to, go into the lane and be so creative is that she knows that she can finish a lot of different ways around the basket. And that's something that she spent a lot of time on and she's worked really hard on. And I mean, she's just good. Some people are just good. She's just good.
Alexa, you want to go ahead?
Hey, Geno. Talked a lot, a little bit about Aaliyah, and we talked about her last game and her physicality and how much she stands out. But when she's able to come in and off the bench and be able to do what she did tonight, what does that add to the team? What does having someone with those skill sets, not only just the physicality, but just the, her whole package actually bring for you guys, in addition to kind of how she can complement Liv down low?
Well, she's different than anybody else we have, and in size and stature and mindset and the way she plays the game. And we knew that when we were recruiting her, how hard she plays, how the intensity level that she plays at. So, having somebody that can be that physical a presence, we play at Connecticut to still be playing in March. And if you want to beat some of the teams that you have to beat in March, you need a physical presence like that in the lane. And you need someone that defensively and offensively has a certain mindset. And she has it. She has it. And she works exceptionally hard every day in practice. And today you saw, that's twice now. I think she only played about 11 minutes the first night. I don't know how many she played tonight. She looked like she was out there a long time, but that's going to be commonplace, really.
John, you want to go again?
What did it feel like to be back in Walsh? Playing in that friendly confines there. Did it feel like you even left the Big East?
You walk in and you have to go up 3 flights of stairs, and I said to the guy, I said, man, we've been gone for 7 years. You have plenty of time to put an elevator in here, but nope. Still going to make you walk up those steps. It took me to like the end of the first quarter to get my breath, from walking up from the locker room. But it just, I had a smile on my face the whole time that I was walking around the building. I just love it. I love the atmosphere. I wish times were different. I wish the players had a chance to experience what this place is like when it's full and it's loud. But we're home. We're back home. We've been gone a long time and we're back home. And it felt like home. And it's going to be like that everywhere we go. I've never been to Butler. I've never been inside their building. I've never been inside Xavier's building or Creighton's building. So, I'm going to get the chance to see some new places, but I'm sure they'll be exactly like this in terms of atmosphere.
Talking about the freshmen a little bit more, Aaliyah, we've seen it in Paige, but what Amir is giving you, I know she didn't play a ton of minutes, but, watching the first game, she seems confident in her own right, getting up and down the floor. She's really comfortable around the basket, finishing in traffic. Is she kind of where you thought she'd be a couple games in?
Yeah, Amir has tremendous natural ability. She gets around the basket and she's gonna figure out a way to come up with the ball, and she's gonna figure out a way to get the ball on the rim. And she's a really good free throw shooter, and she can be a terrific defender. And Amir sometimes just goes to another place, like today. Today she was doing great. And then all of a sudden there was like 2 or 3 possessions in a row where she went to another place, wherever that place is. She got lost. And that's partly being young and partly, I have found that when you have kids that have tremendous natural ability, they tend to, pick and choose, turn it on and off. So when her motor's on, it's really on. And tomorrow at practice, her motor will be on. Trust me.
Where's that place you going? Is it better than this place we're at right now, or what?
Where the place you went to? I don't know. Maybe like a phone booth to call somebody and say, "Hey, tell coach to take me out because I'm tired." She didn't have the heart to tell me, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. These guys today, man.
Right now. I want to go there.
I'm seeing things I've not seen in 40-some years, man. I can't even breathe. I've had the coaches ask me 5 times today, "Are you okay?" I say, "No, I can't breathe." They take my breath away.
Thanks, Geno.
We'll go to Dan Connolly and then Sean, and then we have time for one more after that.
Geno, the freshman had 48 of your team's points, which was over half. So from what you had seen of them in the preseason, were you expecting this much of a contribution out of them this quickly?
I think it depends. I mean, we knew that Paige and Aaliyah were double-figure type players. We knew that. We didn't know how much or how quickly it would happen, but no, they're talented players. They have certain skills that are really difficult to teach. And our freshmen are good. They're good. They've got a lot of things that's missing, but the things they do have, they're good. I'm not crazy about coaching them, to tell you the truth, every single day, but they're good. They're good. Nothing that they do surprises me. Let's put it that way. Nothing.
We'll go to Sean, and then Carl will close out for Coach.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Hey, just a quick question. Obviously, you get a quick turnaround. You have another game in 2 days. Can you lend a perspective on now that it's going to, beating and banging on the bodies and only having a day really to recover? Can you talk to that as you get ready for Creighton?
Yeah, it's not an easy stretch. But in the world that we live in, this COVID world, you got to try to get as many games as you can whenever you can get them. So the alternative is, take a couple extra days off, and then something happens and you don't get to play the game. So, we play Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday. That's a lot of games in a short period of time. But I think that's okay. I think that the adrenaline and the excitement of playing is going to offset any fatigue that they may have. And, you don't practice as long, you don't do as much, but, we're certainly not the only team that's going through that. And it's just one more COVID thing that you have to manage and adjust to.
Carl, you want to go ahead?
Geno, the fact that Paige and Aaliyah have played a lot of international basketball with USA and Canada respectively, how much does that help their adjustment early on, and how has it helped their adjustment to the way you want to play?
Obviously, having that kind of experience, separates you from the average high school kid coming out. Aaliyah, just practicing with the national team, those training camp moments that she had are invaluable. She picks things up pretty quickly. A lot of the stuff that we do is very similar to what her team does in Canada. A lot of the same concepts. So that's been invaluable for her. And playing against older players, you know, she's had to be very physical to survive. And Paige, same thing. You know, anytime you play international basketball, the physicality of the game, you know, it forces you to grow up. You know, grow up physically and grow up mentally. You know, and I guess it was last summer, not this past summer. No, it wasn't this summer because they didn't play this summer. So it was last summer. So, you know, she played for Jeff Walsh and they won a gold medal. And, you know, and I know she played, you know, a huge role for them in doing that. So it's not like she was just on the team. You know, she played a big role in helping that team win the gold medal. So all those things, you know, they harden you a little bit. They toughen you up a little bit. That to me is what makes you a good college player. You got to be hard. You got to be tough, both physically and mentally.